In today's video, I'm going to share 10 ways to save on food for your family and 16 ways to save on home goods and supplies and services. If you're new here, hi, I'm Shayla. I got an early start in training in frugal homemaking, and I've now been at this for over 30 years. I have a family of 8, and today I'm excited to share with you some of the things that the Lord has showed me and how to save on food for my family. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family because it helps our channel out so much when you do. Before I dive right in, I want to take about 30 seconds just to offer up some soul food. I know a lot of people watching this may be worried right now. Obviously, if you're here, you're worried about food and saving money with food. Matthew 6:25 encourages us. Therefore, I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? It goes on to say, look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. There are times that our family has been through where we were practically living on beans and rice. I think 2009 was one of our hardest years, and the years surrounding it were not easy either. But it is true, the Lord did not let us go hungry. Although we weren't ecstatic about what we were eating, we did not go hungry. And I know that the Bible says we are not to worry about our food in our next meal, but it also says we're supposed to be wise stewards. So let's dive in and see how we can do that with our food budget. 10 ways to save on food. Use free grocery pickup services instead of shopping in the store. This is going to save you from impulse purchases, plus it helps you to shop around for the best deals. Menu plan after you shop sales. I know, this is contrary to what everybody is saying, but I learned this from my Aunt Mary. It's better on the pocketbook to go shopping for the sales and then be creative with the menu plan using the seasonal and sale items that you found. You will save so much more money that way. Next, shop your pantry and freezers more often. Grow a garden if you can do so affordably. Learn to preserve your own food by canning, dehydrating, and freezing. I love the Ball cookbooks for this, and I will link to them in the description below. Learn to cook from scratch if you haven't already. It's healthier and it is so much more affordable. Okay, this is one I don't like to do. I hate this one. This one is probably my least favorite thing to do. Clean your fridge more often and use the items before they go bad. Look into buying in bulk. We like places like Costco and Azure Standard for this, but some grocery stores have an industrial size aisle that is often overlooked. A lot of people don't even know it exists. We've got at least 2 around us that have these sections, and they are always overlooked by people, but you can usually get better deals in them. All right, this next thing, a lot of people try to say, oh, that's just a trend, but it's not. Look into baking your own bread. It is by far more affordable than buying pre-made bread. Think outside of the box when shopping for beans and grains. For example, perhaps your family likes rice and pinto beans, but is quinoa and another type of bean cheaper this month? All right, so now I have 16 ways to save on home and family supplies, services, and goods. Number 1, always shop secondhand first. This goes for everything from chairs to dishes, clothing, home goods. I think over 90% of everything in our home is secondhand. I know 90% of all of our dishes are secondhand, and most of the items in our home are either gifted or thrifted. Number 2, make your own cleaning supplies. Number 3, make your own lotions and salves. I have a simple salve video and a lotions video, which I will link to below. Make gifts instead of purchasing them. Soaps, lotions, salves, even jams and jellies and breads. And I know some of you might say, well, I don't think my friends or my family would like that or appreciate that. If that's the case, are those really the kind of friends you really want? Okay, learn to trim and cut hair for your own family. There are so many YouTube tutorials that teach you how to cut hair, and they're very, very good. I mean, I've been doing this for my family, I think since the start. I've got some kids that have probably never been to the barber because I can do it. And why take them when I can save $35 and do it myself? So there's a really easy haircut you could do for boys. There's the Caesar cut. There's just like super simple haircuts. One of my favorites, I call it the Viking cut. I'm sure that's not what it's called, but it's where I just cut the hair really short on the sides and then leave it a little longer to style on the top. I've got one daughter whose hair is very easy to do. I do have another daughter who has specialty hair. I don't know what else to call it. It's not specialty hair. It's very fine hair, and her hair is very delicate and it breaks very easily. So I do take her. She's like the only one here that goes to, you know, like the hairdresser to actually get her hair done, because I would destroy her hair and she would probably end up being bald if I tried to do it. So I don't do her hair, but I do all of the boys' hair and the one daughter's hair, who is very easy to trim and cut. Our family probably saves maybe, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars our family saves a year just from me cutting everybody's hair. Make soap from leftover animal fats from cooking. I will link to a video where I talk more about that below, but I know you're thinking, ew, gross. It's not. It doesn't smell like, you know, animal fats. Like, I make soap from all of the grease that we drain off of everything, and it does not smell like, you know, like bacon or something. Although that would be an interesting soap, wouldn't it? But no, it smells like soap. Seriously, you would never know that the soap was, you know, from breakfast. Again, I will link to a video below talking about how I make soaps from the grease that I cook off of foods. Put word out that you're looking for hand-me-downs for your kids among your friends and family. Always shop clearance racks, especially at the end of the season. That's when you find the best deals. If you're shopping for the kids, the trick is, though, to size up, you know, a few months, so that in a few months the clothing that you bought will fit them as the new season approaches. So for example, if you're shopping in the spring, you're going to find lots of like coats for sale, and maybe they won't, your kid won't use them, you know, for several months. So size up so that when the new season or the next season approaches, those clothes will fit on your child. Speaking of clothing, don't throw away jeans with holes in them. Make cutoffs from them or save them for patching. Make beeswax wraps. I've got a video below for you on that. Instead of buying plastic wrap and Ziplocs all the time, you can make beeswax wraps. Do your kids waste toilet paper? Because mine do. Before you put a new roll on, step on it or smash it. Then it will have like, it won't roll off the roll as easily, and you will slow down TP usage, or should I say wastage. Also, if you use paper towels, consider just swapping them out for cloth. If that won't work, don't get the full size paper towels, get the half size paper towels. Use bar soap instead of pump soap. It goes a lot further. But if you must use liquid soap, you can either water it down by half, or you can put a rubber band around the, you know how the pump portion down here, put a rubber band around it so that it doesn't fully depress. This works for shampoo bottles too. And another thing you can do, and I talked about this I think in my last video, you can water it down. So you can water down your hand soap, you can water down your dish soap. You know, I know that when kids are learning how to do dishes or learning how to help out in the kitchen, I don't know about you, but there's times where I've gone into the kitchen after buying a full bottle of dish soap, and I've come back the next day and half of it's gone. It's like, what happened? Did it evaporate? You know, like, we obviously have some very clean drains now. So what I started doing is I found a large pump bottle, and when I used it down halfway, and then I watered it down, and I just use it for refills, so that when the kids go to help out with dishes, they have to use this pump, you know, half of its water anyways. It works great, and we go through way less dish soap. Okay, I learned this one from my grandma. When you go to boil water, always put the lid on to speed up the process and conserve energy or fuel. Use cloth napkins instead of paper. Use real plates instead of paper. Thanks for watching. If this was a blessing to you, please share this video. We'll see you in the next one.